Youth Day is formed for a lot of things that were going on in the community. And I think as I read the address, we are going to see them one after the other. The origin. The celebration of the Sagbama Youth Day was initiated by Mr. EBIPUADO in 1997 when he was the youth president of Sagbama Community Youth. The maiden edition was done by the ESCO and myself, and the ESCO members, some of them are even here. I think Bernard Atama, he was the vice president. We have Dibia, Barrister Dibia Theophilus, the secretary, Lucky PD, the financial secretary, and the assistant secretary. And it was really not easy. And I will be glad to make all of us understand that the Sagbama Youth Day, which we organize, is the first to be organized in the whole of the state. Sagbama Youth, Sagbama Community is in fact the first community to organize a youth day in the state, because the state was not even up to a year before we organized the Sagbama Youth Day. Every other community that is organizing Youth Day is emulating the Sagbama Youth. The reasons for the Youth Day celebration. There are two major reasons for the Youth Day celebration. Number one reason is that the Youth Day is organized to remember and honor all those who have suffered any form of persecution, intimidation in the form of threats, torture, detention, or death in the cause of promoting the unity and progress of Sagbama youth. As we all know, it is not easy to be a youth activist. Once you are a youth activist and you are a youth leader, you must definitely step on the toes of some persons, most especially people in high positions. There are times they know you are even doing the right thing, but they will still call you and ask you to stop because it will affect their own interest. And as a youth leader, when you refuse, these persons will want to do you one thing or the other when they have the slightest opportunity. So a lot of youth leaders pass through a lot of persecution. Some people go into detention. As a youth leader and a youth student activist, I myself, I have been detained about 3 times. Even my ESCO members and myself were even detained for about a month because of the same youth activities. So, in order to encourage youth leaders not to deter, so that they should be encouraged and motivated, the Youth Day, number one reason is to see that these persons are honored and celebrated, so that other youth leaders will also try to do their best undermining the persecution they will face in life. Number 2 reason for celebrating the Youth Day, it is also a day that is set aside for the youth leaders to review and reflect on the past and present activities of the youth body and come out with better strategies that will move the youth body to a higher level within the nearest future. You see, the Youth Day, when we celebrate it, because of a lot of issues that are on ground, the youth body must move forward. The youth body must do things that will be recognized by the community. And for that to take place, the youth body must have a time. The ESCO members, especially the leaders, must have some time to reflect and review the past activities of youth, so that they will now know what better to do that will move the youth body forward. For example, they can look at education. In the past, during my time especially, the youth body, we used to organize lectures, extramural lectures for WAEC, NECO, and people that are doing JAM, so that it will assist a lot of our people to enter the higher institution. We were also organizing things like debates among the primary schools. So now looking at all these things, what next can the youth body do to also improve the educational aspects of the community? The youth leaders should also use the opportunity to reflect on things like security. In the past, we used to have Sagbama Youth Vigilante Group, and we partnered with the security operatives to ensure that certain minor problems in the community are taken care of. Now the problems have even doubled. We now have things like kidnapping, along with sea piracy that was a major issue on ground. Now kidnapping is also there. This cultism is there. Ritual killings are there. The methods we were using as at that time cannot work nowadays because the situation has changed. So what are the new pattern of things that the youth body can do to see that some of all these things are taken care of? The youth body has to look into other areas like the sports area also. Youth body, we used to organize this Sagbama Youth President Cup. And I'm happy to say that my regime also initiated that during our period. The first Youth President Cup competition was played in 1997 during my time. And after the other youth presidents and schools have been doing it. And they have also included on it to be doing things like wrestling and other sporting things. So what are those things that the youth body can add to the youth activities that youths have been doing on sports to make it more better? So invariably the Youth Day, apart from remembering and celebrating all those that have suffered one form of injustice or the other, it is also a day for the youth leaders to strategize and come out with workable strategies that will enable the youth body move forward to higher heights. The historical significance of September 12. A lot of persons will be wondering, why is it that it's September 12 that is used as the Youth Day? Why no other day like 1st of October or December 24th or 25th? We have a very big reason why September 12th was used as the Youth Day. Now, for that, I would like to tell us a history. When the youth body was formed in 1990, with Clement Ezue as the first youth president, the concept of youth movement was misconceived by the then existing leadership of the Sagbama federated communities. We all know that once any new thing is coming up, a lot of persons will look at it and say, this thing will bring problem, will bring confusion. So the leadership of the communities at that time never knew of the assistance that the youth body will be able to bring to the community. They felt that to bring a sort of parallel government, a sort of extraordinary authority, and the youth, if given such power, they will not be able to control them. So based on that, the community leadership decided that the youth body should not stand. So they banned all youth activities. But meanwhile, Clement Ezue, as the first youth president as at that time, continued in the activities of the youth movement. And in the process, he was arrested. And as he was arrested, some other members in the community, like myself, Monday Eke, Fred Abela, who were undergraduates as at that time, we also decide, as people that have also gone outside to see what is happening outside, we decide also mobilize the youth. And in the process, we also arrested. That made the youth in Sagbama to boil, and the old youth, as if people, spirit was behind them. They came in full force, in unity, with songs of war, and besieged the Sagbama police station, which was at Fireman Wilson, after Fireman Wilson's place at that time. And at the end, it was terrible. Immediately, the youth leaders were all released. And out of compulsion, the VPO, the SS force, and the rest liaised with the community, and they decided to make the youth body very free to operate, no more ban and anything. And all these incidents occurred on the 12th of September 1990. And that day is highly remembered by me because that was the first day I was arrested as a youth activist. So I recorded it. So by the time I became the youth president in 1997, I decided to initiate the Sagbama Youth Day, and I was able to convince my ESCO members, and we all agreed and made that September 12th to be the Youth Day. And from that time till now, today is making the 25th one. There is no year that the Youth Day has not been celebrated. And I thank every one of us for maintaining that day. The major thing is that the reason for the day should be maintained so that Sagbama youth will be able to make meaningful impact in the development and progress of the community. Because if the youth body is not contributing to the success and development of the community, then the essence of having the youth body will fail. For that reason, I call on the youth president present today. It is a very big task. It is not easy. We have got different youth ESCOs led by different youth presidents. Some tried, some did not try. Some worked, some did not work. In the youth movement, as a youth president, you have to move along with your ESCO members. You alone cannot do it. A tree can never form a forest. If it were to be me alone, my ESCO and my regime wouldn't have succeeded. But because of the force behind me, my ESCO members, people like Bernard Atama, people like Lotte Pili, Barrister Theophilus Dibia, and the rest, we were all working together tirelessly. And we were bold and fearless. That was why we were able to do a lot of things. Not when you are acting as a youth leader, if there's any problem, you run away. And a youth leader don't run away. I can remember very well when they came for arrest. I surrendered myself. Atama came saying he is going also. And we went. I asked Atama to go back. If you go along with us, nobody will control the youth. You go back. We went and we stayed there and we came back. And as we came back, we did not relent. The fact that we were detained for about a month did not make us to relent. We continued and we were able to work for the progress and unity of Sagbama youth. And for that reason, we are going to employ all of you to keep the spirit, keep the flag flying. There is no money in Sagbama youth. But if you work very well, there are blessings that will follow it. A lot of Sagbama youth leaders at work, God is blessing them. Look at people like EBIPUADO. He is doing very well. Look at people like Dalai Famagosa. He is doing very well. Look at Comr. He is doing very well. Myself, I'm also doing very well. Almost all the youth leaders we can think of, they are all doing very well. Do you know why? Especially those of them that work. God is blessing them. Because the land of Sagbama will always bless anybody that is doing anything good for the progress and unity of Sagbama. For that reason, I will employ you, the youth leaders of today. Keep doing the good work. Forget about any money you will get as a reward. God and the land will reward you. Thank you all, and God bless.